Welcome back to Social Science class. Today we are going to deal here about the Guptas and Vardhanas. In this chapter, you will be know the important ruler of Gupta and the political achievements, the contribution to literature and science, the famous ruler expansion growth of Gupta Empire, the growth of Vardhanas and their contributions to literature and education, to know the extent of Gupta Empire in the Indian map. See, after Maurya, last class we are discussing about the Mauryas and Kushanas. After the Maurya and the Kushanas, the emperor Gupta came into existence. We can call as Aros also. After the collapse of Mauryan Empire, the northern India was ruled by Kushans, right? The southern India was ruled by Shatavahanas. Both the empires ended in the mid of the third century CE, we can say. Guptas were the feudatory rulers of Kushanas. Okay, feudatory rulers, they are the under the ruling of the Kushanas. They were ruling the present Uttar Pradesh and established the base of vast empire. After the decline of Kushanas, their rule kept North India united from 335 CE to 455 CE. The Gupta dynasty came into power in the year we can call as in the year of the 275 CE. Here, Sri Gupta is the founder of this dynasty. The Gupta dynasty was the founder. Who is the founder means we can call as a Sri Gupta. They started their rule from Prayaga. Later, Guptas made Pataliputra as their capital. Pataliputra remained as the capital of vast Gupta Empire. Gupta encouraged the region art, literature, and science during this period. So, about the Guptas, where we can get the sources. Already, we know that sources are the things where we construct of history. So, the one is the pillar inscription of Allahabad, pillar inscription of Mehruli, Vishaka Dastas, Mudrakshasa, and Devi Chandragupta, Rajashekara's poetics, Kalidasa's literary works, and Kaumudi celebration of Vijike, the writings of Fahyana and Isting. Okay, and historian V.A. Smith calls the period of Gupta as a golden period in the history. This opinion is contested by many historians. Right now, you are seeing the map of Gupta, India in the time of the Guptas. You can see that is, you can mark out the Pataliputra also. That is the capital of Gupta dynasty here. So the kings were the major role making of the Gupta politically strong. Here Chandragupta first, it is defined as the first historical person of Gupta. He married Lichavi princess and Lichavi princess, her name was Kumara Devi. This strengthened the status and power of Guptas with the ascendance of Chandragupta to throne in the year of the 319 to 20 C, the Gupta era started. In here, we are dealing with Chandragupta. Samudragupta. After Chandragupta, we see his son Samudragupta. His achievement has been common created in the Allahabad pillar inscribed by Harisena. This is in a Sanskrit language and has been inscribed on Ashoka pillar. Most of the pillar of India was under the rule of the Guptas during the time of Samudragupta. And his Ashwamedha Yaga brings to the mind of Vedic rituals and tradition of Samudragupta was not just a conqueror but a great poet and a lover of music too. His passion for music can be seen in the gold coins which depict him as a playing veena. So here the picture is, you can see the pictures that is showing that the Mehruli iron pillar. From that time onwards is the iron pillar still not rusted at all from the sun rays or from rain itself. That is not rusting. The iron pillar at Mehruli in Delhi near Qutub Minar is important. It is 23 feet and 8 inches height and weight nearly it is 6,000 kg. It is one of the finest example of the technical skill of that time. It has not become rusty till now. That shadows in Those days, no, sorry, this shows in those days, Indians had a sound of iron technology. Meghaduta, it is a poetic creation of Kalidasa and is one of among his very famous works. Yaksha is excelled by King Kuber for having neglected his duties. In this situation, the Yaksha stops passing code and the Purdue it to carry a message of love to his wife who lives near Kailash mountain. He describes the beautiful scenery on the route of his wife's place. Yeah, even today, this poem is famous all over the world. It has been translated into all Indian languages and major languages of the world. People have been enjoying the dramatization of Meghaduta still today. Next one, that is the Abhijnana Shakuntala. This is considered the best drama of Kalidasa. The story of Shakuntala is in the Mahabharata. In the story, the king Dushanta, while on his hunt in the forest, happens to come to sage Kanva's ashrama. There he sees Shakuntala, falls in love with her, and both get married in Gandharva style. All this takes place in the absence of sage Kanva. After some time, Dushyanta leaves Shakuntala in the ashrama and returns to his capital. During this period separation, sage Dhruva arrives at Kanvas ashrama, seeing Shakuntala lost in the thought of Dushyant and finding none of, to attend him, uh, angered. Sage Dhruvasa loses his temper and curses her, saying, "Let the one whose memory you set forget you." When he realizes his own harshness, sage Dhruva suggests a way to be free from the curse. He says that an object given to her would ultimately bring back his memories of her. This object. And finally, what happens? Dushyanta is united with his wife Shakuntala and his son Abhijna. Shakuntala is one of the greatest drama in the world. It has earned great acclaim all over the world. And this is about the Abhijnana Shakuntala, Meghaduta, and the Samudragupta. Next classes, we are going to deal with the scientists of the Gupta period and Vardhanas. Stay tuned to GJS channel. Thank you. Have a great day ahead.